Hi, it's Kevin with Koopman Lumber Rentals. Today we're going to be explaining the basic operation of a wet saw tile saw for cutting your floor tiles or wall tiles if you are redoing a kitchen or bathroom. A few things you'll want to get together: some safety glasses, a marker to mark your tiles, and a measuring tape. To save time when you're going to be renting and operating a tile saw, it's a good idea to mark all of the tiles and where you're going to need them cut, so that when you get the saw home, get the saw set up, you can just make all of your cuts to save yourself some time. Basic operation: during transport, the drawer is locked into place. There's an unlock here. If you turn it and pull it out, your drawer is unlocked. For setting up the water, you'll want to fill the tray up to about the bottom of the rails here where everything is set up. Your water pump will sit right in that water, and it hooks up directly so that when you turn the saw on, it dispenses the water down onto the blade. When you shut the saw off, it also shuts your pump off. And you'll line your tiles up here, and you'll see your blade and where your mark is and where everything is going to be cutting. If you're going to be doing fancier cuts where you need to 45 or do deep cuts, there's two adjustments on the back side of the saw where you can pivot it to any direction or height that you would need to. Today, we're just going to be doing basic straight cuts. So we'll set the saw to do that. It's a good idea, as you're setting the depth of your saw, to make sure it doesn't go down too deep, but you want to make sure you get your way all the way through the tile so that you're not having to double cut any of the tiles. For plugging the machine in, you have two sets of plugs, one that will plug in the motor and one that plugs in your pump. Your pump will plug into the receptacle that's provided on the motor, so that when you turn on the motor, it turns on your pump, and when you shut off the motor, it shuts your pump off at the same time. For this machine, if you pull the switch out, it will turn it on, and then you'll press it back in to shut it off. When you're ready to begin cutting, this is your on switch on this particular saw. You want to make sure that your hands stay clear of the blade. You don't want to hold it like this, but you want to make sure that the tile stays in place. It's a good idea to keep the excess cut to the underside of the saw. So I'm going to flip this around and reline up my mark so that I can hold my tile and my hand is clear of the blade and the machine. A good thing to keep in mind when you're doing this at home is to put some paper or newspaper or a cloth or a drop cloth of some sort down under where you're going to be working. As you can see, it's a bit of a messy machine.